We've all heard it. It's not about what you know, but who you know. It's a phrase that makes us feel like success isn't really in our control, that it comes down to the luck and being in the right place at the right time and getting lucky. But what if your kid could leverage this truth for their own success? What if they could create the opportunities they wish they had for themselves? The secret? Their network. You might think that it's impossible for kids and teens to start building a valuable network. What would they talk about and who would want to network with them? But the truth is, successful adults all want to help and invest in ambitious, hardworking kids. There's just not enough kids willing to step forward. And this video will show you exactly how to teach your kids to build a great network. Hi, I'm Ivy, founder and CEO of Prequel. We help kids 9 to 17 discover themselves and the world through entrepreneurship. We also lead workshops to help kids learn the skills that will give them the power to create their own opportunities in life. One of my favorite workshops on this is around the topic of networking. We've taught hundreds of kids how to network and create the connections they need to find mentors and land internships and become more well-rounded students. Something most people don't know how to do until years into their careers. Why does networking matter? Because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. When it comes to your kid, what does that mean for them? When your network is strong, you can be more successful. As Serwanga says in his TED Talk on networking for students, instead of looking for jobs are coming to me. I highly recommend watching the whole video with your kids, but to sum it up, Isaac says there are 3 keys to networking. Number 1, knowing what you want and who can help you attain it, and not being afraid to ask for it. Number 2, having competency and humility, doing your research before you reach out and always coming from a place of being willing to help rather than just thinking about what you can get out of it. And number 3, being persistent. You'll reach out to 100 people, 90 won't respond. Of the 10 that do, 1 or 2 might become key relationships. The point is you have to be willing to put yourself out there and persist. Today's first activity is to discuss the purpose of relationships in general. Most parents encourage their kids to build relationships and be a good friend, but they don't teach their kids why relationships are so important. We take relationships for granted because they're such a common part of daily life, but it can be powerful to take a step back and ask ourselves, why do relationships really matter? Why do we need them? Discuss the following questions with your kids. What is the purpose of relationships? What are the different types of relationships? What do we get out of relationships? Why is it important to have a broad network? The next activity, identify your kids' network. For each of the following community areas, list out the groups you're part of. For example, your kid might be on the tennis team, which they rank as physical health community, and they might volunteer at the animal shelter on weekends, which they rank as a volunteer community. Community areas can include social, volunteer, professional work, spiritual, emotional, social, responsibility, physical health, arts and creative, subject-specific, like the math club, DECA, French club. Take a look at the list of communities your child has identified. Now ask, which parts of your network have gaps? In other words, what community areas did you leave blank? On the other side, what are 3 groups your child spends the most time with? Having a network in the areas that we want to improve in motivates us to get better in that space. Being around people interested and working towards the same things as us motivates us and opens up doors. Which area do your children want to improve in? Is there a network in that space? Remember that a network doesn't need to be all mentors. Peers to help each other grow is also a valuable network. A healthy network has both mentors and peers, someone that you can look up to and someone that you can look to the side as you're growing together. Next, for the third activity, get your kid to focus on what makes them worth talking about. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, most people love helping others who are ambitious and hardworking. Once your kids have determined the area they want more opportunities in, help them figure out how to get lucky there by being hardworking. If it is a leadership position at a club, their part-time job, or volunteering organization, what can they do to stand out as ambitious and hardworking? Can they take on extra projects? At beta camp, I worked with a student who managed to get the dollar store and coupon centers using her app that she built in just a week. When the demo day judges asked her how she did it, she said that when she first walked into the dollar store, the manager said he was too busy to talk to her. So she just waited 2 hours at the dollar store until the manager was finally talked to her. That grit and determination landed her a first client, but also landed her multiple sales internship offers. Brainstorm with your kids on how they can go above and beyond to show that they already have the passion and determination all mentors are looking for. Ambitious projects really help. For those of you who stayed until the end of the video, here's a bonus tip that your kid can start doing tomorrow to build a network. Eat lunch with a different person every day, or at least once a week. In school, most kids share their lunch hours and recess with the same group of friends every day for years. And this pattern continues when adults enter the working world. But if you try eating lunch with someone new each day, you can expand your network exponentially. Your kid can try reaching out to someone in their class or someone who's on their sports team. We have something new to learn from everyone. This will also help your kid practice talking to different people and finding something interesting in everyone. You can support this by inviting different adults into your child's life too. Have them join in the conversation at the dinner table. Have them hear you ask questions about the life of your friends and encourage them to do it too. Interacting with different peers and adults helps them learn how to connect with different people. Helps them learn how they could share about themselves, helps them find commonalities and differences, and determine what kinds of people they like talking to and what kind of topics they like talking about. If you're interested in more content like this, sign up for Prequel's weekly newsletter. We give advice and free resources to parents who want their kids to learn the skills to get ahead in school and in life, especially the skills not normally taught in school. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe for more.